No, but then my thing is, you you're saying you don't want clout, but attention. So you don't want people to see your tweet or your clip or your because that's what clout is, attention. So you want to bring attention to your post because it's so righteous, but then it's not about clout. That is a moronic statement to me because I listen to words. People don't like they just let words trigger them, but I listen to the actual words and their meanings. You said clout is attention. Every time we post something, we
It's
want
for
clout.
retention. It's insanity, and people will refuse to admit this. Like, I'll put up something. Everyone who puts up something, but we'll talk about me. I put up something, and I want people to pay attention to it. That's why I put it up. And people are like, you just want views. Obviously, like, what are you talking about? You think I'm just putting this? Like, why would I not just make it and keep it for myself and sit here in the privacy of my home watching this? Like, this is not you winning. You're not like beating me or outing me or something. Obviously, I want attention. Obviously, in an ideal world, I want people to like it. Now, am I doing it for likes? No. If no one likes this, I'm going to still say the exact same thing. But obviously, I
Right.
want attention in some capacity. Everyone who exists on social media in any way, period, wants attention. Even those
Yes.
people without the profile pics who just comment under other people's stuff, you want attention too. You just are not courageous enough to put it behind your face, but you want attention. This is why you're commenting. This is why you exist on here, for attention. And people were like, well, I just want my friends and family to see it, because you want their attention. Everybody wants someone's attention on here. That's the point of it. This is why people aren't just sitting in their house scrapbooking this shit.
It's it, it's simple too. It may be simple to us, but not simple to others, and that's the frustrating part.
They
That's
don't
the
want to live in
fucking
reality.
it's the yo, bro. If I post a picture or a clip or anything, I want clout, attention, whatever the fuck, however you frame it. You might frame it. Oh well,
Call it
that's just
whatever it is
attention.
that you want.
Call it what you want. This is
I
what
want
I
people
want
to
from
look
you.
at me. I want people to listen to me.
Yes,
Whatever words
yes,
you would like to assign it, and this is fine. Like, people say, like, people have all of these little things, right? Like, you're conditioned to be ashamed of these things, or that's not okay. So no
right.
one wants to say this or jump out the window and be like, yes, I want attention. But you know what? I want attention. You want attention. Everyone who puts out anything wants attention. Such is life. All of this stuff that they tell you is not actually bad things. They just want you to think this. So you say stay timid and stay to yourself, and you could get shamed out of stuff by people pointing out you want clout. Yup.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like, or people say this, like, if everyone gets so offended if you have any degree of like ego, right? Like, people, I'll
Right.
put up something and people say you
Oh,
you love hearing yourself talk. Yes, I do.
yeah.
I listen to these podcasts after, because I want to hear myself talk. I watch my own videos. I watch my own shit. I love hearing myself talk. I love the things that I say. I love the sound of my voice. There's a TV of me right there that I could see when I record my videos, and sometimes I just look at it like, damn, I look cool as shit. And
I do the same. I do the same, man. I'm so happy you said that because it actually leads me right into my opening statement, man. It's just like perfect symmetry sometimes, man. Um, Religion, man,
mm,
and how people look at it. Um, it'll take me a minute to get into it, but what you just said, like this whole self righteousness and holier than thou. I don't want to hear myself talk. Oh, well, you think you're this, and you. I find that interesting, especially how it pertains to religion, right?
mm.
Um, I once said, and of course, I like to bring my personal shit into this because on a day to day basis, we all experience these things, and we don't pay attention to it, but I do, right? I once said to somebody, um, I'm not going to say who I said it to, but I said something to the effect, "Well, I'm never going to go to prison," or something like that.
Mm.
And this person said, "Don't say that. You can't say that." I was, and at the time, I'm like, "Oh yeah, maybe you're right." Right? I was like, "Maybe you're right. I shouldn't say something like that because it could happen." But if you think about it, why wouldn't I say something like that? Because that's what you're supposed to speak these things into. I don't. Why would I say I want to go? So I'm saying I don't. I'll never go to prison. And that person said to me, "Don't say that." I once said one time, and I go through these things just thinking about these things throughout the day, and I'm like, I remember one time I said to someone, "Wow, I'll never get." I said something, and it sounded so ignorant, and I'll say it again, and it sounds crazy, Jay, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I think I said, "Well, I'm never gonna get cancer or some shit like that. I can't get that." I said something to that effect, and a total different person that I said it to. Oh, no, you can't say things like that. You can't say things like that. And thinking back, and I always was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Why would my brain make me say some stupid shit like that at the time? Now I'm thinking back when I have these visions of reflections and introspectiveness, and I'm like, wait, hold on. I was right. What the fuck? Fuck that. I ain't never gonna get that shit. I mean, I can control. If I can control now, no, fuck that. I was fucking right. I'm not. I don't. You know what I'm saying? So that leads me into fucking religion, man. So I've struggled with the idea of religion from time to time, man. I have struggled with it. And I'll break down what points I've struggled with. So, which one is right? Which one is the right one? Is it Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Spiritism, Buddhism, whatever, man. Does the idea of religion have an origin, right? Where does it come from? These are some of the things I think about. If so, when, where, how, what? This is where my mind. I always ask questions, right? And if there's only one God, why is there more than one religion? Right. Also, another thing I often ask myself: should an idea like religion, rooted in such absolute propriety and endearing sacredness, should that be profitable? Should someone be able to profit off that? So that's right. Thank you, Jay. I know that I know I'm throwing a lot at you, but you know how my mind works, right? We'll break it down. Yeah. So these are a few of the many questions I ask myself, and I've never vehemently, excuse me, seeked out or sought out the answers for whatever reason. Now that's my path. That's my journey for me to do one day. But I've always believed that that there is a higher power for sure. If you're as appreciative and observant of life and its surroundings as I am, how could you not believe in something so grand, right? Most people would say you're more spiritual than religious, which is cool. But so I know that that's a lot, Yoda. But what I'd ask you for one, religion, spirituality. Is there a difference? What is the difference? Right? Um, yeah, I'll start with that. What are some of the differences between spirituality and religion?
Ooh, okay. So I think that all religions at least have the idea that they have spiritual undertones or undertones of spirituality, but all spirituality does not have religious connotations to it. So I think that
Wait, gunshot,
okay, hold up.
come on.
I think that religion is the idea of applying rules and parameters to spirituality. Whereas, being spiritual is just, you are into, like, some people call it God, some people call it the universe, infinite intelligence. I'm personally of the belief that all these things are the same, right? So I think that spirituality is just being in tune with all of that. Anyone who, on some level, anyone who's constantly on a path to become the best version of themselves is spiritual, because they're living in accordance with nature and the natural rhythm of things. And I think that that's what ultimately spirituality is. Whereas, again, when with religious, you take or religion wise, you take these things and you apply these sets of rules to it. You can't do this, you can't do this, this is the way to behave, this is the way to believe, this is the way to act, these are the things that are okay to think that make you this. And I kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of personally of the belief that the religion kind of dilutes the waters of spirituality.
Hmm.
That's my
Hmm.
personal perspective on that.
Right. I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you what umbrella do you think you fall or your philosophies fall under? Um, I don't know if you answered to me. You answered it, but I don't know. For the dodos out there, you might want to make it a little bit more clear.
So
Uh, yeah.
I believe that there is, much like yourself, some form of higher power. I have not taken the time to quantify specifically and name what I believe that to be. I mean,
Right.
we talk about universe all of the time. I'm a big believer in universal laws. And I believe that as a whole, that's the highest level of spirituality. So whoever
Mm-hmm.
enacts and put these things into place, whether that be the universe itself, whether that be the idea of collective consciousness, or again, infinite intelligence, God, whatever other languages it is that you would like to call God, maybe several deities, whatever the case may be. But I think that my main focus is making sure that I live in accordance with these things. And I think that the rest of it is kind of splitting hairs, much in the same way that
Mm-hmm.
if you look at going to the gym, what's important is that you're strength training progressively. Whether you're a bodybuilder, whether you're a power lifter, whether you're an Olympic lifter or a CrossFitter, you do high volume or low volume. Like, these are all splitting hairs and individual
Right.
differences of a way to get to the overall same goal. So I think what's most important is that the path is being walked, as opposed to the specifically what it is you would like to call that path.
Yeah, I agree with that. And just to add on a little bit, or even expand a little bit or ask more questions, uh, do you think religion can limit, somehow limit, or some way limit your full outlook on the universe and what it has to offer? And I know that that may depend on the individual, but if we're speaking on the average thinking human, in my opinion, I think there can be a ceiling, right? If I mean, to believe solely in one belief can be considered limiting, right? So, but like I said, it depends on the individual. But how would you view that?
So
Is there a cap? Is there a ceiling on religion? But there, in my opinion, there is no ceiling on spirituality.
so my belief, going back to the idea of religion kind of diluting the waters of spirituality, is, for the most part, I mean, I know some people say otherwise, but all of the religious texts are written by people. You can argue with
Right.
this however it is that you like, but they were written by people. Even currently, and what people have with their scriptures is other people's interpretation of the scriptures, right? These are books that were written thousands of years ago with dead languages that have been translated and been translated and been translated.
Right.
Specifically, like, for example, the Bible. It's a book of metaphor written 2,000 years ago in a language that no one speaks. I'm not discrediting it. I'm not saying that no one should believe in it or live by it or anything along those lines. So relax, everybody. But what I'm saying is, when you put a label on anything, you are limiting it to the
Mm-hmm.
confines of that label. Because once you call something a truck, it has to exist by what the descriptors of a truck are. So in order for it to continue being a truck, there's also certain things it can't be. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I absolutely believe that it's limiting, because if to be a Christian, there's other things that you cannot be. To be a Muslim, there are other things that you cannot be. Now, I will pause that and say, recently it was Mike Rashid who said to me that the definition of a Muslim is just someone who is living by the will of God. And I think that that is a much better and more open definition of everything,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
that leaves you free to interpret and evolve your opinion of what God's will is. So that
Mm-hmm.
definition I don't think is limiting, but I think that when you take, again, when you label anything, you're limiting what it could possibly be, because it has to exist within the confines of these labels. I know that there's a whole narrative push through in society nowadays that words don't actually mean anything, but they do. If you call something something, then it has to live by the rules and parameters of what that thing is. So by the very definition, it limits you. And
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of things that I see people sitting there talking about certain religious texts, biblical or whatever the case may be, and they interpret them a certain way, and everyone just attacks them and shuts them down. No, it can't be this way because of this. Or so it goes outside of the box of what it is that they've been told that they're allowed to believe. So they're no longer willing to entertain it because they're so afraid of stepping outside of the label.
Agreed. I mean, that's that's why I like talking to you, because that is a very descriptive and accurate, in my opinion, description of what I was thinking in my head. But the way you worded is just perfectly perfect.
Much
Um,
appreciated. Much appreciated.
yeah. So let me tell you how I've been feeling lately. Um, so all these questions kind of culminate into a thought process for myself. Um, Yoda, I've been feeling like a god of late. I
Mm.
ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I've been feeling like a god of late, and that's not meant to be a hyperbolic statement. That's just how I feel.
Nah, I feel you.
Um, yeah, I was writing the other day, right, and I just felt it. I just had this overwhelming feeling of awareness. Great, like a great realization. Dare I say, I know your favorite word, epiphany. It was like, no, for real. It was like a fucking, like an enlightenment almost. I felt that with laser focus, I can accomplish some great shit on this
Mm.
planet Earth. I currently feel ultra aware of who I am and what I'm capable of. So, and I say all that to say, I came across, and it's crazy how the universe sends you shit when you get these feelings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I came across this clip of everyone's favorite villain, Kanye West.
Yep.
Um, nah, it's not the clip that everybody else might be thinking of with the fucking Ku Klux Klan. I'm not even talking about that. That's and speaking to that, I don't get triggered by what most of these social media villains might say or do. Uh, which is why I can grab little bits of useful information that I can apply to my life or not apply or just be entertained by, whatever the case may be. I don't get triggered. I get intrigued. Um,
Mm.
so anyway, oh, okay, good
That was
gunshot. All
fire.
right, yeah, nah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's sometimes, man, like I said, my mind is open right now. So, but I say all that to say, Kanye, he gives an example. I know he's being interviewed, and he gives this an example of our self hate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He says, and I quote, "When I say I am God, people, or when I say I am a God." Right? He says, when I say I am a God, people automatically say, who does he think he is? I just told you who I am,
God.
right? I'm a God, right? So then he goes on to say, would it have been better to say I am a nigga or
Mm-hmm.
I'm a gangster or I'm a pimp? Which is all of those things are accepted and fit better when it comes to someone who looks like me,
Mm.
right? And I felt that shit,
Mm.
right? I felt that statement immensely because to be honest, I've always felt like a sense of greater purpose, even when I was a fucking hooligan.
Mm.
Right? I couldn't decipher what it was. I just knew it might be better than what my surroundings were and what I was doing at those moments. But to others, that came across as me thinking I'm better than them.
Mm.
Oh, you think you're better, right? Like, but no, I was just, I just felt a greater sense of purpose. And I would hear those things like those phrases, thinking I was better, and I would listen to that and tuck the feelings of greater purpose. I would tuck it away, like, maybe you're right. I don't want to make you feel a certain way, by the way I'm acting. So let me get a little bit more ignorant or a little bit more, abrasive or aggressive or whatever what might make you feel comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
But today I feel an extreme culmination of understanding, wisdom, spirituality, all that shit. Hence me feeling godly and royal and purposeful. Also, when Kanye said this was 11 years ago, people were triggered by that, right? But if you listen unbiasedly when anyone has anything to say, you can use proper discernment, and we talked about that. But here's what I mean by that. If you listen to what he's saying or what I'm saying by saying I feel like a god, there's a difference between feeling like a god or saying that I'm a god or I am God. So if you listen and I say I feel like a god, I didn't, or Kanye says I feel like a god. He's not saying I feel I'm God. He's not saying I'm God. He's saying, and if he did, you shouldn't feel anyway. That's how he fucking feels. But if you just listen to word, that's not what he said, or that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I feel like a God, right? And a God is deserving of praise, and I get praise. Jay, you get praise. It might not be of the high. I didn't create the stars, moons, quasars, and planet Earth, so I don't deserve that praise. But for the great things that I believe I'm doing, I do deserve praise. Jay, you deserve praise. Anyone doing anything purposeful deserves praise. So why wouldn't you want to be considered a god, a king, or whatever you want to put to it? So why do people feel this thing, or this it is a form of self-hate, right? And that kind of ties into religion, but it is a form of self-hate. If I say I'm a god, that's what I mean. How do you feel, Jay? Do you feel like a god, a king? At it might be in and out, but how do you feel about yourself? Are you god, king?
So I have several thoughts about all of this. Now, first and foremost, I absolutely fully agree that it is self-hate, because anytime someone says something uplifting about themselves, people have a problem with it. You're too egotistical, you're too arrogant, whatever the case. You need to humble yourself, as everyone loves to say. But when you say something bad about yourself, it's perfectly fine, right? And I was thinking the other day, people love the idea of affirmations, right? You say the positive stuff and whatnot, but as soon as someone hears you say one out loud, all of a sudden it's a problem, because now you're arrogant, now you're self-aggrandizing, now you're big-headed, now you're egotistical, now you're all of these things. It's fine. You're fine with it when you're whispering it shamefully to yourself in your bathroom mirror. But when I have, or you have the courage to stand up here and say, I'm a god, I'm amazing, I do great shit, I am fucking incredible, and I am going to shift the world before I am no longer here, then all of a sudden it's a big problem. But you want to sit there and whisper this shit to yourself when no one else is going to hear you. And the problem is, and the reason that's not true for the people who sit there and whisper that shit, is because you don't fucking believe it. That's why you won't say that shit pridefully. Somebody left a comment on one of my shit one time and said, you have a God complex. I said false. God has a me complex. I have an amazing fucking ego, and I am absolutely proud of that shit. I think the fucking world of myself. I think I'm amazing. I think I am great. And then I try and live up to that shit. And
Yeah.
that is exactly what it is that you should be doing. If you're striving to be great, you have to believe that you are great, which means you have to believe that you can be great. So therefore, you have to have a big ego. Otherwise, you're never going to do anything. Because if you just think you're this regular run of the mill ass person, then you're going to be a regular run of the mill ass person. Such is life. But in relation to the I am a God thing specifically, it's interesting, right? Because people will get so offended and they'll call this blasphemous, and they'll tell you all of this reason that you shouldn't think this of yourself and you should be humble because they've been tricked into this idea of meekness and subservience as somehow the highest level of thing. But if you read the Bible, it says man was created in God's image.
Yeah.
Right. So if
Yeah.
you're created in God's image, how does that at the very least not make you godly? Secondly, if we extend this here, if you're a negative person, the entire world that you see around you will be negative. If you're sad all the time, you will only ever see sad stuff. If you're happy, you will see happy stuff. If you're positive, you will see positive stuff. Your mood creates your world around you. How is that not godly? You have the power to take any single thing from your mind and bring that into existence, right? You sit there, you think, I want to be in shape. You go to the gym, you lift the weights, and you create these muscles that once existed into your mind. If you could bring things from thought into physical existence, how is this not godly? You have your thoughts, you come and you put them over a beat, and then you create this, well, it used to be discs, but now it's, a digital product that people all around the world hear, and they listen to your voice, they listen to your thoughts, they listen to your ideas, they listen to your perspective, they listen to your worldview. How is this not a godly thing? There are people who base their lives or get their lives changed from hearing you say a thing. There are people whose lives change from hearing me say a thing. So if my words, if your words, if anyone's words can change people's lives and uplift their existence, how is this not godly? People create businesses from ideas in the back of their mind, and the whole entire world shifts. They shift the course of the world. Someone thought, what if there was a little box that we could see people in when they weren't there? And then they created the TV, and that changed the entirety of the world. How is that not godly? All people everywhere that you look are doing godly things, but it's not the ones who believe they're fucking bums. It's the ones who actually believe they could do something. The people with the big egos that you want to sit there and try and tear down are the reason that you have devices to try and tear down these people with their big egos with. That's the reason you could even sit on Twitter, is because someone who thought the world of themselves put together this platform for you to sit your little bum ass there and complain about some shit. If everyone thought it was as humble as you and as meek as you and just wanted to be shy in your little corner as you, we would all still be living in the fucking Stone Ages in caves somewhere with fires and shit scratched into the wall, because nobody thought that they could do anything amazing. Everyone who's ever done anything amazing has believed that they could do something amazing. Maybe they didn't want to label themselves as gods. Okay, cool, that's fine. That's a belief system. But absolutely 1000% I believe that I am a god. And if you loved yourself at all, you should believe the exact same thing too, because you have the power to create your world from scratch. What's more godly than that?
Yeah, it kind of leaves me, here go my brain, man. I'm just thinking, what is behind this? What is the game within the game, right? Um, and I start to look at media and television and entertainment and music, and I start to say, what is the game within the game, Jay? Are there people? Is there a group of people who know what human beings are capable of, right? Right? Is there a group of people sitting around like, oh, if they started believing in themselves, we're gonna have to knock that down a bit. Let's here, take this piece of media, take this piece of entertainment, take this piece of this, and this just distract you long enough for you to not realize what you're capable of. And that, I'm sorry, just sitting around reading tweets and looking at media and what people talk about, and I'm like, man, how are you going to see the greatest version of yourself thinking like this, or paying attention to this, or watching this? And is it an intentional purpose for these people? I say these people, who knows who these people are, but it has to be a group of people who know exactly what we can become if we are laser focused and have the utmost belief in ourselves and believe that we are godly. Like you said, like I'm capable of extraordinary things if I put my mind to it. Like you said, there's fucking people want to blame the pyramids on fucking aliens and shit. Like, oh, well, it had to be aliens that came down and built these pyramids because humans could have never built something like this. I don't fucking believe that. I just believe there was fucking some extraordinary fucking gods walking this earth and made shit happen, man. You want to call them aliens? I want to call them me. That's the difference. I would have figured it out. I would have figured it out. That's how I think.
Mm-hmm.
No tools, no instruments, no anything. I'd have figured it out. We want to build this fucking. We would have etched this out in stone, this fucking sphinx face, and all of that. I'd have figured it out. That's how I believe. So, my question to you, I know that's a lot, or you know, is it an intentional thing that these people are putting together to distract us from the our greater possibilities?
1,000%. You
For
see this
real.
stuff everywhere, right? All of these narratives are interwoven into every single thing that goes on, right? Like if you again you go to specifically religious stuff, the idea that you should humble yourself, the meek
Mm,
shall inherit the earth,
mm,
all of this glorification of subservience, right? And people think that this is the highest and best way to live their life, so that's what they do, and they're okay doing that because it's the easier thing to do anyway. So all of the powers that be, again, whoever it is that they might actually be, know that, or just appeal to people's lowest states, and you give them something for every single one of these things, right? I'm a big believer that that's what all of these mental health disorders and all of this stuff is for.
yeah,
And they
yeah.
create this stuff. You're feeling sad, something is wrong with you. There's nothing that you could do about it. You're anxious, something's wrong with you. There's nothing that you could do about it. You can't focus, you have ADD. There's nothing that you could do about it. And then people adopt these things and they use them as an excuse to not do the work to elevate themselves. And it's just woven throughout every single thing that you see, again, from the problem of anyone having some sort of ego to anything, to this constant focus from the time that you're a child on what's realistic and what's not realistic to do. Those aren't realistic dreams, those aren't realistic goals. You can't do this, you can't do that. You see it to TV shows, you see it on the TV and with the politicians and all of that stuff, talking about stuff
Uh-huh.
and appealing to certain people. And it's the biggest one that I hate is the people who live real lives as though the people who are successful don't live real lives, or the people who are
Yeah.
living at high levels don't live real lives, or like when people there were people like during the pandemic when people would talk about certain things and everyone online would get mad and talk about read the room, like they're the ones living in the real world and everyone else is just off in this
Right.
fantasy land, right? And it's that idea is that you can't be great, you can't do anything great, that the people who are doing anything great are outliers, are exceptions, are not actual
Uh-huh.
true people like you. You have what's the saying? It's easier for it's in the Bible. It's easier for uh rich man to get into heaven than a camel to walk through the eye of a needle, or some shit like that. Basically, it's hard for rich people to go to heaven, whatever the case may be. So they paint this idea
Uh-huh.
that money is evil, so people don't want to strive for it, and they accept being down here at these low states. And I say all of the time, people forever talking about all of this oppression and systemic this and all of this, and at the end of the day, it's not that. What they did was kill your belief in yourself, and that was more powerful than anything, because they took this belief from you, and now you don't even try to be greater. You don't even try to improve your life, because from all angles, it has been drilled into your head that because of who you are, there's nothing that you can do. Whether you're the wrong height, whether you're the wrong skin tone, whether you were born in the wrong area, whether you had the wrong parents, whether you have messed up brain chemicals, anything along those lines. All of this is just something for everybody to latch onto and say, oh no, I can't do any better. And I absolutely think that every single bit of that is intentional. You even see it with stuff that people act like is good, like the body positivity thing. It's discouraging people from getting in shape and being better.
Yeah.
Like all of it is nonsense, and all of it is it's robbery of divinity.
Mm. Robbery of divinity. might have the gunshot there, boy. That's crazy. That was crazy, man. And kind of piggybacking off that, or uh, diving into something else that's kind of relevant to what we're just talking about. I don't know if you see it or anyone else sees it, but um, there seems to be like an internal war being fought uh, behind not so closed doors.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. I don't want to call it a religious war. Some people like spiritual war, and I don't know. I don't. I hate to put those type of words on that type of thing, but like I said, most media though won't dare insinuate who this war is between, right? Um, what we do here is try to read between the lines with all honesty and relate what we see. Try to relate to you what we see. Um, so what I'm saying here, what I'm seeing is an administration that might be compromised.
Mm.
And I hate to tie in religion and spirituality, but there is an undertone with that. Um, I'll I'll get a little deeper, right? From this is what I'm seeing. Um, so with the what is it? The Maha movement, right? That's for those who don't know, the Maha movement is what's that stand for? Make America Healthy Again. And Junior, JFK Jr., or RFK Jr., sorry. RFK Jr. has been deemed the face of that kind of. Um, but that whole movement has seemed to lose its way to me. Getting into like anti-Semitism and shit like that. What does that what does anti-Semitism have to do with health or these corporations feeding our children food dyes and fructose and all these type of sugars and all that other shit? What does that have to do with what does one thing have to do with the other, right? Um, I also find it interesting that there has been photos floating around of Junior being kind of draped in the flag of Israel, which I personally find a little interesting, um, because of his family's relationship with Israel. And I don't think I'm reaching I don't think I'm reaching when I say that. And he's been seen with certain vocal rabbis, uh, you know, volatile vocal rabbis, and I don't even want to mention his name, but um, so with that being said, I would say there is some sort of spirituality, religion undertones to what's going on in the world, or not the world, or maybe just USA or whatever the case may be, but in our government, seems to be a tug of war being fought. What do you see, Jay? Do you see the same things, or am I reaching a bit?
Nah, so I mean, there's like a clear favor towards certain foreign governments, which
Yeah.
is very interesting. But I don't know, as far as the religion thing goes, I kind of think that once you get past a certain level, that certain people just cloak themselves underneath this like religious umbrella to protect themselves from certain things, because they get to start throwing around the anti-Semitism and stuff like that phrases, or they wave around their Christian flag here at the very top, and that kind of gives them some sort of protection or immediate back out from certain types of criticism for things. So I don't think that it's religious and or spiritual thing so much, in the sense that, like, I mean, it's like if you dress up as one team's football jerseys and the other person puts on another football jerseys, and then you fight each other. It doesn't mean the football teams are fighting each other. You know what I mean? It's
Right,
just
right,
people dressed
right,
like that.
right.
So
Great point.
that's kind of
Great point.
what I think that is. Um, but yeah, it's interesting because we talked a lot about RFK and all of that before. It said that he seemed to be like good on the up and up side, and especially with his history of his uncle and his dad being murdered, assassinated by his own government and the government of the foreign nation, as they went and uncovered with the JFK files and stuff. So it seems odd that he would be working with them or fraternizing with them in such a way. So one would have to believe that it's not under his own free will. Not that that's specifically better, but it is different.
It is different, and I was great. Great that you even hinted at something like, let's just call a spade, blackmail. Fuck it. Um, some form of blackmail, right? Um, I know that's a dirty word, but or might be even people might think it's like a conspiracy word, or
It's always the
but
conspiracies.
but that kind of leads into my next thought or question, like how much does blackmail even play a part in all of this? And I find it interesting, right, that the fact that people will lump this into conspiracy theory, blackmail, the word blackmail or the thought of blackmail or the act of blackmail, people can lump this into a conspiracy thing. The average person with no money and no power or no influence uses blackmail on a week to week, day to day basis.
Mm.
Um, so to think that this would never go on between people playing at way higher stakes and having much more to gain than you
And
and
much
your
more to
front,
lose.
and much more to lose than you, the thought of that they would never do anything like this, because that would be like, come, like, what are we, Jay, what are we, like, that's why I just like to come out and say shit. All right, fuck it, it's blackmail. That's the word, blackmail. That's what it looks like. That's what the optics are. I'm not even, let's not say that that's what it is, but that's what the optics appear to be. That's what I see. We read between the lines. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm just saying this is what it seems to look like, um, especially when it comes to Junior, being that, we talked about, we didn't speak about him and his sexting, little sexting scandal, whatever the case may be. We don't like to get into scandals or anything like that, or even the woman that was kind of uh, he was sexting with, whatever the case may be, and then certain people getting their hands on this information, whatever. Even with the Epstein things, but blackmail in any industry or any relationship based industry is a real thing. So for you to think that that can't happen with anyone, it's absurd, right? So again, Jay, would you consider it to at least look like or appear to be some form of blackmail? Or to lighten it up, does it seem like someone may have something on the players in this administration, or all administrations, not just the fucking left, right? All of these government figures, Western figures. It doesn't seem so. Is your optics seeing that?
Yeah, 1000%. I mean, if the thing is, like, people could call it conspiracy theories, they could call it whatever it is that they want, but you could clearly see all of these people answer to somebody who you don't know who it is that they are. Someone off in the shadows, somewhere behind, someone behind them telling them what to do, what not to do, maybe only chiming in every once in a while, whether that be this administration, whether it be the last administration, whether it was the Obama administration or the Bushes or the Clintons or the Bushes, and I don't know what the order is before that, but all of them are beholden to somebody. Like, this is life, and this is how the world works. Like, you could look at this on any single level. If you've been in the streets, even whoever it is your plug is answers to somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
this is just how things work. You're wherever it is that you are. You work at a regular job. Your manager answers to somebody who answers to somebody who answers to somebody. This, even kids have the same thing. They go home, ask one parent asks the other parents. Like, everyone answers to somebody in something, and it's often not somebody who you know who it is. Like, I understand that they've pitched you that these people are in charge of everything, but that's nonsensical. The coach of any football team answers to somebody else as well. Like, he tells the football team what to do, but he still answers to somebody. So you just don't happen to know who it is that those people are. Now, the logical thing says that the people that they answer to for a reason. And it's clearly not because they outrank them, at least not publicly or known to anybody. And I would also have to imagine too that to some degree a lot of people don't understand that they're answering to some other people until they get put into that position, and then they find out, nah, you answer to these people now. But I thought I was it.
Right.
No, they are. So however it is that they come to have this type of control over people, the logical thing says blackmail. This isn't a James Bond movie. It's not like they got their children kidnapped somewhere, like, we're going to kill them if you don't do what it is that they say. So they have some sort of dirt on you. And speaking of the blackmail thing, though, what I think would be interesting for anybody who actually truly wants to do anything, it was a few years ago when there was like a whole thing with Kevin Hart cheating on his wife. J. Cole made a song about it.
Yep.
Some woman tried to blackmail him, and he said, no, fuck that. This is what I did, everybody.
Right.
And take away the blackmail, right? So, like, whoever it is that's being blackmailed for whatever, like, someone just need, like, if you actually truly want to affect some sort of change, someone's going to need to martyr themselves for it. I did this, but these are the people who were sitting here trying to control shit. Let's go. And hope that your admission outweighs what it is that you've done.
But if the act is an act that you just can't say, right?
But see, here's the thing, though. This is the thing, though, right? That varies from person to person. Like, again, a lot of people in Kevin Hart's position would have thought that was something that could never come out, no matter what. So there are some people who have been sitting there who have the blackmail is that they recorded them watching porn or something. It's like, no one can ever know about this. It's like, this isn't the worst thing in the, obviously it's embarrassing and weird, but like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Now, yes, obviously some people are into much worse things than other people. But I would also have to imagine that if you're truly someone who's truly trying to make a change, the level of your impropriety is not as high as these other people who just want to be in power. Like, even with the things you were talking about with the texting, sexting, whatever scandal with him, at the end of the day, who gives a shit? So what?
Not me.
You was texting some bitch. Whoop you do. Such is life.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's reality. It's reality, dog.
This is what it is. He was if he's married, he cheated on his wife. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, his wife should, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah, no, it's the way it is. Exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. A lot of people are beholden to blackmail that's not life-crushing information. Like, I understand why the Epstein Island people wouldn't want to just say, this is what I did. However, I've heard people talking about the idea that they were tricked. Like, some of them, like, were made to think that they were older. I don't know. So if you were one of those people, it's like, yeah, you did a thing, but not maliciously. It doesn't take away from what it is that you did, but you didn't do it maliciously, and you could take this L for the betterment of the world. Like, if you really felt so bad about what it is that you've done, there's a trade-off right there. And you could affect some real change. You could do a lot of positive out there in the world. Yes, it will suck for you for a little bit, but I think the heroism of that act kind of outweighs the negative in it, because you've affected a much greater good.
Right. I could agree.
Assuming
with
you're
that.
not just one of these fucking weirdos that was running around there with like a fucking 8-year-old or something. That's a completely different topic.
Yeah. But I get the sense that that might be in the play too. Like, I mean, because like you said, if it's something like sexting or cheating on your wife, at some point, some guy got something over you, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna just tell the truth, man. I'm tired of answering to you, brother. Like, fuck it.
Okay.
This is what I
Yeah.
did. It would have to be something crushing, soul crushing, right? For you to be like, yeah, I just can't, you can't, these people cannot know this shit. Like, it'd have to be some crazy shit. But to lighten the topic, uh, we can lighten it up a bit because sometimes we get a little heavy, and
Yeah, we get a
I don't
little
want to
dark.
get too, yeah,
This is
that's
the world,
it.
bro. This is the world we live in.
This is the world, and it could get darker though. It could get darker. We don't want to get too dark, not yet. You got to pay for that darkness that we gonna give to you in a little bit.
What I will,
You got to pay.
real quick aside though, what I would say is if conversational darkness is too much for you to handle, then you are going to have some very, very difficult times in life. If hearing
That's
people
true.
talk about things that are less than pleasant to hear is difficult for you, life is going to be very rough.
No, that's a fact. But we're talking about 99.9% of these human beings. That's what we're speaking about, and we're just trying to wake up a percentage of them, or not even wake them up. Just look at things a little differently. And this
A
is
little
this is
perspective
the
shift.
reason. Yeah, this is the reason why you might hear us bring up a Kanye West or a fucking Candace Owens or Tate or Trump, or because these people say what you would consider triggering things. So they are great examples of why you shouldn't be triggered by every little thing that people say. They're just great examples. People like to say they like when we were on live the other day and we mentioned Candace and it was just MAGA. Like it's just a trigger. It's like an automated response. Candace Owens, MAGA. I don't want to get too much into it, but it's just like, yo, dog, how intelligent are you if you just let one name or one word give you an automated response to that? It's almost like hypnotism, almost, right? It's
Mm.
like when I snap my fingers, you're gonna wake. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I say this name, you're gonna automatically think left. You're gonna automatically think MAGA. You're gonna automatically think anti-Semitism. You're gonna automatically think depression. You know what I'm saying? My or our goal is to get you to not be so triggered, and maybe you could listen to certain messages hidden in the most surprising package. You wouldn't even know that it was coming from this person, but it came from that person. You understand what I'm saying? So listen to everything, practice proper discernment. But to lighten it up, I had another thought that pisses me off a little bit, and it has just has something to
It
do with
really
like
grinds my gears,
right, grinds my gears, man.
chaps my hide.
uh, yeah, so when I'm scrolling, man, I like to think when I scroll. I don't just like to mindlessly scroll. And I do. Sometimes I'm just catch myself doing this shit, and I'm like, "What the fuck am I doing?" But I like to give thought to my scrolling,
Mm.
and a lot of things jog my imagination, man. And I see, just scrolling on X is entertaining because I see a lot of lazy tactics. I see a lot of lazy tactics, media tactics. Nothing is the same anymore because people are lazy. There's people who administer information lazy, and
Mm.
there are people who receive the information lazily. And I tie that into top 5 lists and top 10 lists and stuff like that. Has ruined that type of tactic has ruined a lot of stuff for me. I used to
Mhm.
love sports and talking about rap and never really politics and religion and shit like that. Ah, we want to talk about man shit, sports and rap and in the gym and you know what I'm saying. You want to talk about these things, but now people don't even speak about these things the same way. Now it's what's your top five rap list or what's your top five gym exercises or what's your top I'm here to wake the people up. Here to wake the people up. I'm gonna expose a lot of you media cats, man, and you're not gonna like it. You're not going to like it. It's lazy because for the people interacting with these lists and chiming in, oh nah, man, this is my top. Understand that when you see a publication post a top 50, top 10, top 5, or any type of list, when you see this, you have to understand that this is a tactic. And and here's how the tactic works. This this type of tactic has no end, right? There's no way you solve this puzzle, right? No one's going to be right, no one's going to be wrong. If I give you my top 5, you're not going to agree with me. I don't give a fuck what it is. You might agree with 1, 2, 3, but you're not going to agree with the whole thing. And that's the point. And there's not going to be no end to this debate because you're gonna rebuttal with your top 5, and I'm gonna be like, oh well, that's crazy. You did this and put this out, put this back in, and that's what this is for. This is for the discourse, right? When you are lazy and don't want to come up with topics and shit like that, just give them a top 10. Who's the greatest basketball player? Just give them a. We don't want. We are running out of shit to speak about. Let's just give them a top 10. They'll be on X all day debating and just let them run. And you guys do it every time. They give you this fucking top 10 shit or top 50 or top 3 and y'all run with it. And they sit back and look and say, look at these motherfuckers. Look at these motherfuckers discuss something that could you can't even win. There's no way you can win. It's open ended. Like everyone's gonna have a different list. There's no if you pick 100 people, all 100 people, their top 10 will all of them will be different. All of them. There's no right, there's no wrong. It could go on forever. It's the perfect tactic, but you fall for it every time. I'm here to put my foot down, put the iron fist. Lazy media. That's what that is.
That is that is a fact. And on top of that, the people who put out these lists are too pussy to even actually give their real opinions on these things. Like, let's take I'm not super familiar with sports, but I would be willing to bet no one has said Allen Iverson is the greatest basketball
Right.
player of all time because I know they
Right.
talk Michael Jordan, LeBron James,
Same
and
shit.
Kobe Bryant. Maybe somebody likes Allen Iverson. Why can't Allen Iverson be on that? But nobody will say that because they know that they're going to get attacked and torn down for it. And where I factually know it's specifically really bad about shit is rap wise, right? Like if you have a top 5 and it's anything other than Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, Nas, maybe Eminem or now Drake apparently, then you will get crucified for it, which is absolutely insane. There is no way. For the record, I love all of these people.
Mhm.
Tupac, great. Biggie, great. Jay-Z, Nas, fucking great. Eminem, great.
Can't argue with it. Can't
Like
argue with
this is, but the thing is, these are not, with the exception of Tupac, are not in my personal top 5 favorite people to listen to. But no one wants to hear that shit. Like you want to, like I want to see if someone's going to put out a top 5 list. Let me see your number 1 be like T.I. Like fuck it. Why can't T.I. be your favorite? Like it's all of this shit is absolute insanity. But they just go with this thing like there's some sort of objective factual thing about it, and people just stick to it. Like I see people on fucking Instagram or whatever who are like 21 years old talking about their favorite album is The Chronic. No, it's not. That's not your
No.
favorite album. The Chronic's a great album. I like The Chronic. It's not my favorite album. I'm much older than you. That's not your favorite album. And that's perfectly okay. right? Like, just because this is what they rank on all of the lists is like one of the top 3 hip hop albums of all time, it doesn't mean that it is. And it's okay. It's okay for you to not like these things. Like,
Yeah.
you can have your own shit, but people are so afraid, again, to think their own thoughts that they just sit there and they just regurgitate whatever it is that everybody else says. Like, everybody will tell you that their favorite Nas album is Illmatic or It Was Written. I don't believe that. Not because those aren't great albums. Love both of those albums. My personal favorite Nas album is Life Is Good. Like, I don't believe that everyone's favorite album is those two. I don't believe that everybody's favorite Jay-Z album is Reasonable Doubt. I don't believe that everybody's favorite album of all time is fucking Doggy Style or 36 Chambers. Now, again, they're great, but these things also kind of exist, specifically music-wise, or even with the sports player-wise, right? They exist in a time capsule, and it's what happened in certain moments of your life when you were listening to these things. And now, I know now it's a little bit different, but like back in the day when things came out was very important as a whole, right? Like, things came out during certain times in your life. So The Carter is my favorite album, but it's also because of when it came out, what I was doing while I was listening to it. And it's just all of that wrapped up into the little soundtrack thing. And I know that you're not 20 years old and that your fucking ninth grade year was soundtracked by Liquid Swords. Like, what are you talking about? Or not, ninth grade now, but like, I know that wasn't the soundtrack to your thing. Like, get the fuck out of here. This isn't even how people listen to music nowadays. Shit is absolutely ridiculous that people just get sucked up into this shit and they're so afraid to think for themselves or have their own opinions or their own thoughts, and all of it is wildly subjective. Like, what's good to you
That's the
might
other
not
point.
be good to somebody else. What your favorite type of song might not be someone else's favorite type of song. You might like club songs, you might like party songs, you might like introspective songs, and those are all going to be different because people have different life experiences. Like, you want to listen to DMX talk about robbing people and going to jail and doing drugs. It's like, that relates to you, but it doesn't relate to everybody, and that's perfectly okay. That's life, like. And I think this, again, goes back to the thing from before with the stealing everyone's self-confidence of things, is that people don't even believe in themselves enough to say that they like what it is that they like, which is
And
wild.
it's crazy. It's crazy. But even to add on to your point, I want to, and I know I don't have the power to eradicate these lists, but I just want people to understand that they're nonsensical. They don't make any sense.
They're clickbait.
Like, they're clickbait. That's all it is. They just want you to interact with the post
Period.
or the question. That's all it is.
And you do it every single time.
Every time. Every time. It never fails. It never will fail. It never will fail. If I could do it, I go on X right now and say, yo, what's your top 5? And people will go on all day. It's like it has its own legs. You don't even have to control it. You just throw it out there, and it takes on a life of its own. Right? People just going back and forth. And then the crazy part of it, how do you debate someone else's top anything? That's their shit. How do you, you crazy? Like, what? It's my shit.
Absolutely. And people sit there and do that shit. But I will say, back in the day when I was young, I used to look at the shit a lot differently. People would be like, I like Soulja Boy better than Nas. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You're crazy.
That makes no goddamn sense. That's insanity. But it's like, they're listening to it for something different than I'm listening to it. Maybe you don't want to hear the intricate lyrics. Maybe you don't want to learn anything. Maybe you don't. This isn't specifically a knock to Soulja Boy or whatever, but it's clearly different than Nas. Like, maybe that's not what you want to hear. Maybe you don't want to listen to intricate metaphors and all of this. And just because I do, it doesn't mean that everyone else needs to enjoy it there. And that's what people have there with the, like, oh, that's crazy. This person is so much better than this person. To you. Like, you like fucking Playboy Cardi better than, I don't know, fucking Jay Electronica or something. It's a weird ass comparison, but like, that's what you like. Such is life. Like, what the fuck do you want? People like different shit. But yeah,
People like
when I
different
was
shit.
young, I would have sat there arguing with that shit forever. Like,
Oh
this is
man,
absolutely insane. This person is so much better than this, and he said this and this and this, and this lyric is trash. And like, yeah,
what?
but
All day,
people like
all day,
different shit. But yeah,
all day.
once I realized that, like, people are looking for different shit out of the music. Some people listen to it differently. They care more about the beat. They care more about how it makes them feel. They care more about the fucking vibe or what they could do while listening to it. Then I was like, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah, it's too many nuances and
Way too
to
much.
even it's because you got to take into account the smallest little things. Even like what region are you from? Like if you're fucking right, you in a shit kicking town in North Carolina. Like what the fuck you know about Nas, dog? Like you talking
It's
about? You
it's
feel
funny
me?
that you said that. When I moved to Charlotte when I was 18, and nobody knew who the fuck DJ Quick was. I was like, this is crazy. But like I hear
Right.
this all, like, fucking California, you hear this all of the time. It's on all the radio stations and whatnot, but then you go over there, they don't know who it is. So it's also hard to be like, well, how do you like Pastor Troy better than DJ Quick? Like, who the fuck is DJ Quick? So it's like,
Right. Right.
yeah, it's I mean, again, it's different now with the internet and whatnot, but it still is to some degree. Like, people have their own stuff, their own people that they've heard about in certain places, and it's just they like different things over there. Like in fucking Houston, they like the music that goes with them weird
Slow
ass
down.
rhythms that they got.
Yeah.
Like,
Or they slow down. What they call chopped and screwed and shit.
oh, the chopped and screwed.
Yeah. In Houston, yeah, they do the chopped and screwed. Like how would we ever? And they might even put a chopped and screwed artist on their top 5, and you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
when they
Like,
over there talking about DJ Screw and all of that shit, it's like this is
yeah,
super, it's hyper regional there. Nobody outside of that, they have, again, very different tastes. Or like in New York back in the day, they like the very specific, the Wu-Tang type shit, the fucking five
yeah,
percenters and all of that, talking all of that, the
yeah,
supreme mathematics and whatnot. But
yeah.
outside of this, we in LA, we listen to something completely
Like,
fucking
what the
different.
fuck are they
In the
talking
South,
about?
we listen to
Like,
fucking Juvenile. Like,
right.
it just, so it switches up. All of it is nonsense. And then people try and go, that's another thing too, they try and rate it by like impact. But like if you look at the impact that, like, say Dipset would have had in Harlem is completely different than what the impact that Game had in LA is completely
Absolutely.
different than the
Absolutely.
impact that fucking Slip and Slide had down in Florida. Like, you can't really quantify these things. Like, you can't say the impact that Jeezy had once you take him outside of Atlanta, because his biggest thing could have been in Atlanta.
There's only like, and if you want to count, we can count now. But how many rap artists have affected the world as far as impact wise? So you could say 50 Cent, like Snoop Dogg, fuck, and with Snoop is not. It wasn't only rap. That's not
Nah,
what
that was
impact.
just Snoop Dogg as a person.
Right, right. So yeah, no, 50s Get Rich or Die Trying, that impacted a lot of regions.
But see, and then it becomes, what do you consider impact? Because like you could say Country Grammar from fucking Nelly did the same
That's what
thing.
I mean. No, yeah,
Small
that's what
scale.
I
So
was
it's
gonna
like, yeah,
mention him. I was
there
gonna
you go. So
mention
it's
that.
like,
I was
yeah,
gonna
so
mention them.
it's all different.
It's all different. Yep. And you can't quantify any of it. And you can't, and like you said, it's all subjective. So
People go and talk about like the impact that these people had, like who inspired who to do anything. And they're like, well, these people want to sound like Drake. Well, Drake came in trying to sound like fucking Wayne. Everyone sounds like
yeah,
little fucking Wayne. So why is he not? Why is it not him? Why is it, it's all, it's a bunch of nonsense. Everyone tries to, they'll put like Jay-Z over Lil Wayne, but more people want to sound like Lil Wayne. They want to sound like fucking Jay-Z. Like,
true. But then, and I'm gonna throw this in there. To see this subject can go so many ways. But then you're right. Wayne influenced way more artists than Jay-Z. But to be fair, how many artists could duplicate Jay? That'd be hard.
I agree with
That
that. But I will
Yeah, that'll be
also
a little
say,
different.
everyone who tries to rap like Lil Wayne can't.
Yeah,
They get the
right.
same general
True,
idea,
true,
but they
true,
can't they can't rap the same way that he does.
true.
But
That's true.
also, in fairness, Lil Wayne was influenced by Jay-Z. So
Absolutely, absolutely. You might not hear like, but if you know rap, you know
I
that.
mean, if
That
you listen back to like his earlier shit, like the first two Carters or like
yeah,
the
he
the
sound like
old
Jay
shit, the squad up shit, like
for
you
sure,
could tell he sound
for
like he got the
sure,
Jay-Z influence.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, like I said, let's get rid of these lists.
All the way.
Uh, it's not gonna happen, but
No, because people love the simple shit. People love to just click on the shit, the top 10, top 5, because they want to be told what to think.
it's too good of a tactic, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good one, man. It's undefeated. I don't know what's gonna defeat that media tactic of just throwing a top. It works with anything.
Top
You
5
could
burgers.
top five burgers, top five pizza joints, top. Yeah, I've seen it all. Top five workouts. Top. It doesn't matter what we're talking about.
Oh, the top
Lists.
5, yeah, top 5 exercise and that shit is crazy.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter
It
with
doesn't mean anything.
anything. It doesn't mean anything because it's all going to be different. It's all subjective, and it's just to get you to interact with the post, which is fine. But I just want you to realize the game within the game and what you need to be seeing when you see certain shit. That's all.
Yeah,
You can
you're not being
interact with
taught
it,
anything.
right? Now I ain't teaching you shit, but I don't know though, Jay. There's a lot of people are crazy.
As fuck.
Yeah, and I know this might be coming out of nowhere, but we did discuss this in our little pre-production.
That's right. We got the pre-productions going now.
Yeah, we got the pre-production,
We
and we
fancy
even
as fuck.
I see in the last episode because if y'all don't know, Jay edits our whole episode. Yeah, he just Yoda does this shit, man. He does this shit, man. He is, yeah, the
Yeah, we
gunshot for
got
Yoda,
skills
man.
over here. What?
Nah, he left in a little bit of the pre-production, which I thought was dope. So he might do it again. But we
You
were
got a little taste.
discussing. Yeah, a little taste. But we were discussing in our little behind the scenes, but we were discussing something that irked my nerve a little bit. Sometimes I get triggered too, huh? All right.
Grinding
Sometimes.
them gears.
Sometimes my gears get grinded.
Gears get ground.
Yeah. The gears get ground over here, man. I'm human, right?
Not a bucket.
Yeah, so while doing my mindless scrolling on X, not so mindless though. Came across a Ryan Clark quote, and some of you might know Ryan Clark from most of you might know him from The Pivot, which is a dope show. I watch it. I think it's Jay Crowder.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Shout out to The Pivot.
Shout out to The Pivot. Yeah. I like the show, but Ryan says something that irked me, man. It was pertaining Andrew Schulz, who he later had on the show, brought on the show. Find that interesting, but not so interesting because I know what the fuck was going on. But I'm not too sure what Andrew Schulz said, but it was something to offend black women. Somehow we all know what offends all black women. And how do we even gauge, right? How do we even gauge that all black women were offended? How do we even know this? How did this happen? Black women, right, were offended by this. Who said that? Like, who even said? Where is the black women who is the spokesman for 99% of the black women? And to put out this statement, we are offended.
Sound like it's Ryan Clark.
Like, that's who it was, right? And he said, so whatever Andrew Schulz, it was a joke. He's a comedian. To give a little context, Andrew Schulz is a comedian. He tells jokes, some good, some bad. I don't know. How dare he tell jokes that, whether the jokes are successful or not, I don't know. I probably seen him one time on a Tom Brady roast, I believe it was. And it might have came from that. I don't know.
He got a podcast with Charlamagne, don't he?
Yes, he does. Which led to the Kendrick Lamar bar and the Drake
Yeah.
beef. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we don't let comedians stick up for whatever
Never
the
let
black women
never
is.
never let a comedian, never let no white comedian talk about a black woman as law.
Yo, that's so crazy to me. That's why, yo, and we let that shit slide, dog. We let that shit slide. Anywho, that shit's crazy. Yo, it's crazy. Yo, I could defend black women with a fucking bar. Oh, I'm about to do that. I'm
Shit.
about to do that.
But
Shit, I could.
brief side thing, people were waiting for Kendrick Lamar when George Floyd was out to say something because him saying something would have shut it all down.
See, don't do that. Don't do that. We're not even going to do that. We're not even going to do that. I digress. I'm going to move on from that.
Where the fuck is Ja Rule?
I'm not. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Yo, but we are sidetracking here. Jay, you crazy. You crazy. We ain't gonna dive into what Kendrick said. Shout out to Kendrick too. But
I did much love the Kendrick. I'm talking about the people who wanted him to say something.
yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying.
Everyone else don't though.
I did find it crazy that he jumped up and defended black women with a bar, and people was like, yeah, like, oh, okay, that's all you got to do. All right, cool. In defense, all right. Next time we go into war, and missiles got to be fuck a missile. I'm about to put an X tweet up and defend our country and shit.
We gonna rally together for J. Cole to make a verse. World
to
peace.
Defend our country. And we got it. But look, we're taking this somewhere else. Back to Ryan Clark, right? No, for real. Back to Ryan, right? He said something interesting in defense of black women. Whatever Andrew Schultz, whatever joke was told, offended black women, and Ryan Clark had felt the need to stand tall and put a statement out. So Andrew Schultz, in response to that statement, said, and I think it was on Shannon Sharp's podcast. He said, I felt like that was a little bit of a clout chase move by Ryan Clark. He seems to be not as authentic as he tries to appear to be. All right, cool. So Ryan's response was that there's no way that defending black women can be considered a clout chase. So that's what I wanted. That kind of pissed me off. That pissed me off. So I got a couple of issues with that whole situation. And this situation may be a little old to some, but we always have a different outlook and view on these subjects, so it doesn't time themselves out anyway. Because our outlook and the way we view them is not timed out. No one's going to think of it the way we think of it.
Facts.
So, right. So my first concern was like, okay, what exactly do black women need defense of?
Mm.
No, just an honest question. I don't know if do we have a. I mean, do we have a spokesman or that was my first question. What?
Yeah, who's black woman defender?
Who do I speak to? Right. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying who do I speak to so I can
like
know
a
these
boss or something.
Right. I do have a wife, but she doesn't need any defense because her husband could punch a hole through a rhino.
Mm. Yeah, we've established
she
this
doesn't
ago.
Yeah, no, she's good. So there's a black woman, and my daughters are black. They don't need any defense either. So I can't talk to them because they're being defended. So how, the same women that don't need you don't need a man, but you need defense. First, okay, I'll let you dive into that. But then it's Ryan Clark saying there's no way that defending black women can be a clout chase. First of all, let me say to Ryan, a clip that you post or an X comment or a little excerpt of you talking of defending. That's not my definition of defense, right? First of all, I don't even know what the defending of what of ridicule or a joke or whatever the case may be. What do you need defense of? So you can't even be joked upon, right? So you need defense from the joke or the ridicule or whatever the case may be. You need defense from that. Okay, here comes Ryan Clark with his clip. He is defending black women, but then again, he doesn't even want clout. He says it can't be clout. But then he wants attention. Of course, it has to be clout because you want attention for the post. How could you defend someone and not want people to look at it and say, "Hey, man, that's a great deed." How could you not want attention for that? Because the definition of clout is attention. So how could the two things be the same? Like, how could they be different? I don't understand. You don't want clout, but you do want attention for, I just want to show you that I'm defending black women, but then you don't want the clout. I know it's a lot to unpack but Jay, give me a little bit of clarity. Give the people a little bit of clarity. For one, what is the defense let's start there. Where's the defense? What do we need defense of? What do black women need defense of?
That's the wild part to me, right? Because I don't know what joke he made, but it doesn't even matter what joke that he
I don't either.
Unless it was an outright legitimate call for violence against black women, which I don't think that it was. It's a joke.
I don't think.
Who cares? It doesn't matter what it is. It could be the most racially insensitive, misogynistic thing in the world, but it's a joke. It's words. Who gives a fuck? And the idea that this man is popping up to their rescue to defend them from hearing words that they don't like is the more offensive thing. Right? Like, you were sitting there saying, you're so weak and fragile that it's my job to make sure unpleasant words never reach your ear because that's dangerous to you. You don't have what it takes to hear something that maybe you don't like, maybe. And also, I'm the decider of what it is that you won't like. I heard the joke, and now I know that it's offensive to all of you. Shut up. I speak words for you, women. So he's jumping out the window to do what? To say that you don't like a joke publicly? Whoop-de-fucking-do. Who gives a shit? Like, this is not anything. And secondly, again, if you want to go with this idea that, you know, black women are strong and powerful and can stand up for themselves and do whatever it is that they would like to do, which, yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. Then why are you sitting here trying to treat them like they're some sort of autistic child and they're going to freak out and have this heart attack and die and their lives are going to be ruined because someone made a joke that maybe some of them don't like? Because I know good and goddamn well that all of them weren't offended by the joke. That's insane. So some women are probably not going to like the joke. Some are going to not care about it, and some are going to enjoy it because that's how life works. So, what are you doing? You're not doing. This is nothing. It's
absolutely nothing.
Absolutely,
it is nonsense.
Nothing. And
when did we become so sensitive?
But see, this is the thing, though. This is this fake fucking self-righteous, moralizing, self-aggrandizing, I'm an ally, I'm an advocate type of thing that is absolutely fucking meaningless. Like, if you want to defend someone against something truly, pick something that's not a joke. Pick a real thing and do something about it besides sitting there tweeting. Like, what? The standing up for black women is never about clout. How did you stand up for them? You tweeted something. Whoop-de-doo. You know how many people tweeted about ending the war and there's still wars going on? You know how many people tweet about about ending world hunger and people are still starving? You know how people tweet about poverty and people are still broke? You know how people tweet about affordable housing and people still can't afford houses? What the fuck do you think that matters? People much more famous than you tweet about these things and it still goes on. So who the fuck cares? What are you doing? Go pick an actual cause and go actually do something for it. This is nothing. This is just you wanted to say, ooh, I did a thing. Look at me. So that someone else can talk about you having done a thing and they can make a little video about the thing that you made.
Wow.
Your funky ass little exchange with Andrew Schultz, however it is to say his last name. No disrespect to him. I just don't know how to pronounce it. But that's all that this is here. Nothing has happened. Maybe you're assuming that women are going to like him more now. Who the fuck knows? But you didn't do anything. You didn't defend anything. You didn't stand up for anything. Hell, you didn't even go outside and get a fucking picket sign. Like, goddamn. Like, even that would have been
At
you
least
actually doing something. It would have been equally as worthless, but at least you would have been doing something.
in action. It would have been in
It's
action,
something.
but it would have been something, right?
You tweeted.
You made a good point. You made a good point, though. It's like, and I'm not talking about Ryan specifically, but I'm not talking about him at all specifically when I say this. I bring that up to kind of bring an awareness to all women, black, white, Chinese, but we're talking to black women. You have to watch out for statements like this and people who think like that. Now, I'm not talking about Ryan. I actually think he's a pretty respectable stand-up guy, I think. I'm just on the outside looking in. I don't know him. But I just didn't like this particular situation. So it's not about him personally. But to speak on the situation or the philosophy behind the situation, black women, men who think like or say things that you want to hear, you have to watch out for those type of men who say things that they think you want to hear, right? And again, I'm not speaking about Ryan Clark. I'm talking about men who say things that women may want to hear because they do it for a reason. There is a reason behind this. There's a reason why a 6'5", 300-pound man could sit around you and say, "Hey man, yeah man, look, I voted for Kamala. I want a woman to run the country," or that. Not to say that, not yeah, like
I'm sure.
I'm not to say that every man. I'm just saying like you gotta come on now. I'm just keeping it a little funky, man. Like,
yeah, this is the thing. All these fucking dudes that are running around being fake fucking feminists with the it's about time a woman runs. Shut the fuck up. This is
you gotta look into them. Jay. They look. These are look. They end up stealing them pennies, and then you be like, "What happened?"
He was such a nice guy.
He was such a nice guy.
He said all the right things.
Said he voted for Kamala. Like, come on, dog.
He's a feminist.
Wake up.
Stands believe all women. Like, this is
wake up. Wake up, Jay. Tell him to wake up, Jay. I'm sorry, man.
Man,
it's the truth.
This is kind of a running theme that we've had throughout this, but like, you have to learn to think for yourself and read between the lines of these things. And people are so quick to get their better judgment clouded by the thing that sounds better to them. Like, this sounds good. And like, we can sit in this world and live in this super feminism, everything is misogyny world all that we want to, and say that manly men want to be led by women, or we could sit there and call a spade and say that is bullshit. Like what are we talking about? So when you find the dude who is not sitting there prancing around all prancily, who's sitting there telling you that he wants the girl boss and he wants this woman to be in charge of the country and he believes that women can do everything that men can do, he's lying to you. Because and this is not a statement of worth, but like, we can look out into the world, and to say that women and men can do the exact same things is absolute insanity. This is a nonsensical idea that only dumb people believe. Like, it doesn't this doesn't make, I'm sorry, this does not make sense. You can sit there and we can sit there and pretend this all you want to. Go find a 185-pound UFC woman and let her fight Conor McGregor and see how well she fares. She's gonna get her whole fucking face smashed in. Like, this is nonsense. So it's different, and the people who are unwilling to admit these things are different are saying these things because they believe it's what it is that you want to hear. And the reason that they are saying what it is that you want to hear is because they want something from you. Or counter, they are too much of a bitch to actually stand up for their own beliefs, which is also not good. So In either scenario, these are people that you should stay away from. They are pandering to you because they want something from you. And
Yes,
again, exactly what it is
yes.
that you say. This is how you wind up in this disadvantageous situation where you're in this relationship with this person that you think was super loving and amazing because he agrees with every single thing that you said and he
Yeah,
goes
man.
along with all of these stupid narratives. And then one day a guy in a car 3 lanes over looks at you and he smacks the shit out of you because he thinks it's your fault because he's insecure as fuck because he doesn't understand how to handle these things because he's a little bitch deep down inside, and every time his feelings get hurt he acts on it. Like this is what also comes with this. Like it's you have to look out for these things. I understand that you want to hear certain things. I understand that certain things make you feel good, but it doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean that the person who's telling you this has your best interest at heart. So don't get clouded by the dumb shit.
Please don't. Please. And that, I mean well, man. We mean well.
I understand it
you
sounds harsh, and that's fine. Such is life. Life
yeah,
is harsh sometimes, but these are facts of the world. This is no one's saying anything to be mean. No one is saying anything to put anybody down, except for the bitch dudes who want to act like bitches for people to like.
man, I vote. You crazy, man. I'm a man. I'm a man, and I voted for what that. Yeah, you're gonna have your
I
exceptions.
wish my boss was a woman. You're like, damn. What? Like, what are you talking? Shit, if I was up for a promotion and a woman was up for a promotion, I'll step down because I want her to get promoted because of feminism and equality. Fuck the patriarchy. Shut the fuck up. Like, this is nonsense. Sorry.
I'm dying. Even my wife is laughing at you. This is hilarious. It is hilarious. I mean, what the
This
fuck?
is what people do, and it's insane. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we all play our parts, man.
This is life. You have a unit. You have people do, like, when you have 2 members of a team, even when they're both men, they don't both do the same thing. That's ridiculous because then there's no point of the other person. They're superfluous. Like, what are you talking about? Even on this show here, we do different things. We're sitting here working together and doing different things. That's just how things work. That's how everything works. You want to have a family? What are you both gonna be? You can't both do the same thing. What's the point of you? That's ridiculous.
I'm laughing because people will argue with us and debate us and even have vitriol, animosity, and ferociousness towards.
They didn't want to pop up and look, my kid's thriving. Look at little fucking Brittany. Yeah, she was born a guy and is on mad drugs and has 87 mental health disorders, but she's doing great and I support her. No, you don't. Get him off the fucking drugs and tell him it's fucking reality. Jesus Christ. Yeah, my daughter respects women. Respects women. Your daughter's a boy who thinks he is a woman. What are you talking about? Like,
oh man, chill, Yoda. Chill out.
I was kicking it. You sent me down this path.
Oh man, you gotta love it, man.
This is where we are nowadays, though. Like,
nah, you people tickle me, man. You people tickle me. I swear, Jay, man. That's what I'm laughing at, because I'm already reading the comments in my head. Like, I'm just already reading.
Make a little clip of this, and we will put this up. People are like, "Oh my god, that's so ridiculous!"
Oh my god.
I'm 6'5" and 250, and a woman could beat my.
Oh. We gotta watch our back now. Like this, you crazy? I lift 450 pounds and I voted, or I did this, or my woman leads my household, and now just hey, look, man,
more manly than me, and my woman pays all the bills and takes care of me and all that. Like,
oh, you better stop while you ahead, Jay. You better, hey Yoda, watch it. Watch it, Yoda. You gonna have to watch your back after this one, man.
Yeah, I know. It'll be a bunch of upset feminine men.
You gonna be in a grocery store and somebody just gonna tap your shoulder, like, hey, you have to look up. Hey man, I voted for the Indian woman.
I voted.
I'm 6'5", and I'm a man. Like, all right, man. Look.
Cool.
Chill, man. Relax, man. Relax, man. Y'all gotta relax. But it is realism. It's reality. This is what we see.
The world we live in.
You can't be mad at what we just can't be mad at what we see. That's what we see. Don't get
Just
fucking
observe
mad at
some
one.
stuff. You can't look through the fucking binoculars and get mad what you see on the other end. Like it's just life.
You won't get violent with me, but then leave, and then want your woman to pay all the bills and lead the household. But you want to get violent with me because you 6'5" and 350 pounds, but you can't even lead. You can't even lead in your own relationship and shit. But you want to get mad at us, right? And fight, or man, you crazy, man. You if I see you, man, shut up, man.
Fuck up.
Shut up, man.
Like,
You shut up.
it's
You might want to do something to me, then had to go back in your house and answer to your woman.
yeah, she will tell you to go make her a sandwich.
That sounds crazy. We got to stop there. This week on Game Within the Game, we going to see you next week. Because it's over. We stop an episode right there.
Just fucking it. Go make your wife a sandwich, man.